What's up, guys? I know it's been a long while, but wanted to give you a deck profile on what I ran in the side events at the Chicago Regional, winning out 3 boxes and 3 of the new champ packs. I decided to go with Demigra for that side event. I also played in the main event. I went 4-3. I played Demigra in the main event. I needed to win my last match to hopefully get in the top, like anywhere between 16 and 20. I was gunning for. Once I had lost 2 games earlier in the day, but made up for it with going plus in the side events and decided to play Demigra. So of course we have our Demigra leader. This guy is really interesting. Not a lot of people play him, but when he attacks, place 3 cards in the top of your deck. All of the cards placed in drop area are black. You draw 1 card. When you're at 4 or less, you can choose up to 2 of your energy, switch them to active mode, and flip them over. And then we get the big bad ugly guy himself, Ghastly Malice Demigra. He has Wormhole, which means he gets to Overwhelm or Dark Overwhelm twice. When he attacks, you draw a card, and then he has to Activate Main once per turn. Choose up to 3 cards in your burp and place them in your drop area. That helps fuel your Overwhelm and gets you out some different plays. I went with 2 Dark Power Black Maracean and full copies of Defender Guard Guardian. Only played this super combo because it's new. You can also play the Roshi, it's almost the same thing. You have Frigid Blast Poutine, Gravy, and Demigra Straw, as well as the Big Attack Gravy. Those are the guys you're going to search off of this card, who is came out in the Magnificent Collection, and he has an Activate Main, Burst 2. You can pay up to 1 or 2 life, and you get to summon, one of these guys here. She lets you search out your Demigra chain, which we're going to explain in a sec. Haro is my tech call. Basically works against a lot of leaders, especially if they are green or yellow, and especially since a lot of people are playing Surge. Haro is pretty much a very good call. Relentless Destruction Mirror for some hand control. I went with Trunks Time Regulator because I like it more than the Kai. Turles is one of the new additions to the deck that adds a lot of aggressive pressure alongside the Awakened Warrior Bardock. This has Double Strike. You have your Demigra chain. This is pretty much why we play the deck. One of the cool plays, especially against green or yellow decks, is once you get this guy, she's banished, you can bring her back, and then you untap the energy that you spent for this guy. So it's basically allows you to make more plays. If this was your first overwhelm, you're then able to overwhelm maybe some of your other finishers, depending on what your time is and what your turn is. If you're on turn 3, turn 4, and then you can bring out one of these guys to like finish the game, close it out with this guy, and then like your leader swing or something. It's a very aggressive deck. And then if the games go even longer, you have Food of Dark Banisher and your Secret Rare Demigra to close it out even better. Then the one of Furthering Destruction Champa. It's just there for tech. Super Kamehameha. This card's great. Kind of like stops other people from playing stuff. I went with 3 Power Bursts instead of the normal 4 because space. But that was the deck. Demigra, highly aggressive deck. Pretty good rogue strategy and maybe a bit of an anti-meta deck, especially because you can play the Haros. Which counters a lot of the Surge decks out there since they're multicolor, and she works against green or yellow leaders. So if you play against the Surge Piccolo, if you play against the Surge Broly, or the Surge Goku, it's a pretty good card that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. And just something to try out. It's also not that expensive. Like the most expensive card would be the Demigra. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much budget. So it's a cheap deck if you guys are looking for something to use in the upcoming format, especially with set 9 on the horizon. Thanks for checking out the video, and as always, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll be back with some more TCG related content.